Привет! Cephea is online! I am many things, but one aspect of me that a lot of people don't know is that I'm actually a licensed medical esthetician with a personal interest in cosmetic chemistry. In simple terms, my job involves administering non-surgical facial procedures. I work with skin, skincare, and skin conditions. I was recently introduced to a Netflix trailer to Bryan Johnson.
As a species, we accept our inevitable decay and death. I want to argue that the opposite should be true.
He has invested probably millions of dollars.
And I've been spending millions of dollars
in facial treatments, facial devices, stem cell therapy, measuring his biometrics.
We publish all of his biometric data online.
Trying to get the optimal results in terms of longevity and anti-aging. So while I can't speak on anything outside of the scope of aesthetics, skincare, and skin products in general, I wanted to take a look and see how close to what the research says is best for the skin and best for skin longevity is what he's following.
My name is Bryan Johnson. I've been spending millions of dollars creating an anti-aging protocol.
An anti-aging protocol. I'm listening. Okay, so far I'm seeing LED therapy, I am seeing laser.
Now, I take 54 pills,
Oh my goodness. Let me go back to that. That is a very large amount of supplements, my goodness. Once again, not a dietitian, so this is outside of the scope of what I practice. But I can say one quick note. A lot of clients come to me asking, should I supplement for my skin? Should I take collagen? Should I take biotin? Should I take these hair and skin gummies? The general rule of thumb is unless your body specifically is deficient in something, there's no point in taking it as a supplement. Most people, for example, are not deficient in biotin, but if someone, for instance, has critical deficiency in iron, as a lot of people, especially women do, it's the same thing with skin.
Red light therapy.
Ooh, red light therapy. Yes, we can talk about LED therapy. LED therapy has been floating around quite a bit. It is a very popular treatment. I'm sure that everyone and their mother probably has asked me about investing in a LED mask or an LED helmet. There's actually two aspects here. He shows both in his videos. He uses both skin LED therapy and he uses scalp LED therapy. For the skin itself, there is quite substantial research that there are benefits. It's not the miracle that a lot of people think it is. One session of LED isn't automatically going to reverse you 20 years, and it's not going to be the most powerful, strong, or effective treatment. But because of how versatile it is, any person can use LED, any person can receive LED, and it's a very safe treatment to have at home. And a lot of LED devices that you find on the market might even have colors extending outside of red and blue. They'll have certain claims like this one is brightening, this one helps with redness. In all of the research that was done, there is only this. In a specific wavelength of red and near infrared, LED does have anti-inflammatory and repairing properties. And a very specific wavelength of blue does reduce the general number of acne-causing bacteria on the skin, or the P. acnes bacteria. Although they changed the name of it recently, didn't they? They changed it from the P. acnes to the C. acnes. I'm still gonna call it the pepperoni bacteria though. In essence, LED therapy helps with inflammation on the skin. It might have some anti-aging benefits. It has some benefits for acneic skin, just a little bit, not as much as people think it does. Moving forward. I am seeing some sort of IV therapy in here as well.
And I'm going to be injected with my first gene therapy.
Gene therapy, okay. Far outside of the scope of aesthetics. Moving forward.
We publish all of his biometric data online.
We publish all of his biometric data online.
Trying to make a quick buck.
Was he trying to do the Theranos pose, which came from the Steve Jobs pose?
I really want to have multiple lifetimes with my son.
Healthy relationship with family. I love it.
What if you donate your plasma to me, I will to dad. It'll be this multi-generational thing.
Man, I knew that my parents didn't love me. They don't donate me plasma.
I want to live with everything that I am.
It almost sounds like a threat. Don't die! And there's another one here.
Skin is the largest organ of our bodies.
It is the largest organ, yes.
As a kid, I kind of destroyed mine. I was in the sun all the time, no sunscreen.
That's okay. I always tell people, even because I have clients that come maybe in their 50s, their 60s, tanned their entire life, but only now they're starting sunscreen. And I always say, better late than never. It is true, however, that if someone has a long history of being in the sun, of tanning, or if they've had a previous sunburn or multiple sunburns, they are unfortunately at an alleviated risk.
Elevated.
Fortunately, at an alleviated risk of developing skin cancer further on in their life. Like I said, better late than never when it comes to sun protection, but it is just a good idea to monitor your skin. Is there any changes? If anything appears that wasn't there before, or if something that was there before starts to change. You have the ABCDE of skin cancer detection.
I had a lot of skin aging damage, and what we've done is we've used various technologies to measure my skin damage and my age.
So this is a skin analysis device. Not all clinics have them, some of them do. They're certainly not necessary, but it can be a good tool just to take a photo and show the client specifically where the damage is lying under the skin. I suspect that he probably had a lot of sun damage in terms of solar hyperpigmentation, probably early onset wrinkles.
I'm gonna start with the creams, then I'm gonna show you. I wake up, I wash my face with CeraVe.
Yep, CeraVe, cleansers, they're fine. Not much more to say. I will say that this is the acne control cleanser, so it has 2% salicylic acid. Salicylic acid, especially if you have more congested, oily skin, is a good exfoliating ingredient to control that. I do find that it tends to be quite drying for drier skin types, however. A good rule of thumb to find out if your cleanser is too stripping or if it's not cleansing enough. Does your skin feel tight right after cleansing? Do you have the feeling like you need to immediately put on moisturizer right after? And does your face still feel a little bit oily, like you have a little bit of a residue left on the face? Some people need a harsher cleanser, and then if you have drier skin type, then that could be the most damaging part of your routine, is if your cleanser is too harsh.
Got some salicylic acid, which is like just enough to keep my face blemish free. I also microdose Accutane, 2 pills a week, each one's 40 milligrams.
Interesting, he takes Accutane. This is sort of teetering on the line between dermatology and aesthetics. Accutane is basically a mega dose of vitamin A type of medication that controls very deep, cystic, painful acne. It is a little bit of a last resort, however. Some people have amazing experiences with Accutane. Some people have really bad experiences with it. Just like any medication is going to have its ups and downs. The thing that I witnessed, though, is that clients will take Accutane for their acne when it's not at that severe of a degree, but then they suffer all of these side effects: dry skin, nosebleeds, dry eyes, when their acne can easily be treated with much gentler steps. But for those people that have acne that is debilitating, for some people it is debilitating. They aren't able to work. They have to use bandages, hydrocolloid patches, continuously taking antibiotics for infections. So Accutane definitely has its place. It can be extremely helpful for people.
I do a few anti-aging therapies, for example, rapamycin. It's used for people who are doing organ transplants. I just applied this Adipoo cream. We've been trying this now for 3 weeks. Like we do with every cream, we're motivated to see, does this work by the markers we can measure.
Adipoo active facial cream. Let me look that up real quick. Interestingly enough, because I like to brag that I've heard of just about every single brand that exists for skincare, I have not heard of this one. Claims to work on the fat layer beneath your skin. Based on research published in Europe's top plastic surgery journal, it is the first topical proven to support dermal fat cell health, delivering visible results in facial volume within 4 to 6 weeks. I'm not saying it's incorrect. I am saying that that is a very hefty claim to make on a topical, non-prescriptive cream. Yeah, the formulation itself doesn't look bad at all. We have some safflower seed oil, we have cucumber extract, which can be cooling and calming, we have rice bran wax, we have sunflower seed oil, we have vitamin E in there. We do have some fatty acids in here, otherwise the formulation itself is quite simple. It certainly just might not be listed what the active ingredient they're using is, but it claims to effectively use natural ingredients which tone and support dermal fat cell regeneration. Again, it most likely just isn't listed. A lot of companies will have those details of what they use behind a patent.
What we've basically found is that creams don't move the needle on data. Like if you're trying to really address the crow's feet, or you're trying to reduce the UV damage, you really need to use devices like lasers and other things, IPL.
Yes and no, sort of. It is true that the most visible results you're going to see in the changes of skin and skin tissue are going to be with the use of devices. It is, however, a bit incorrect to say that topical treatments and topical products cannot produce visible and statistically significant results. In fact, a lot of companies will invest to do their own research and development to see if there can be a noticeable result with one of their products, for instance. This has been repeated many, many times, but according to the best data and the longest standing research, the most effective things topically that we know of for preventing signs of aging in the skin is the usage of topical retinoids, both topical and oral antioxidants, and prevention of sun damage due to UV exposure. That doesn't mean that better and more effective treatments don't exist. It just means that the research wasn't done. No one has paid for those things to be studied as rigorously as these other things. But it is also true that if a person is looking for better, faster, deeper results, usually a device is going to be the one to do that. You're never going to achieve the results that a course of microneedling can give you with a topical retinoid, for example. You could have the strongest tyrosinase inhibiting products, but they might not be able to get melasma off as effectively as a laser could.
In summary, the routine is very simple. I wash with this in the morning, I put this cream on, I just dab it on, and then I put sunscreen on, Elta MD.
Yay, sunscreen! He has his own personal in-clinic? Let's be honest, if I had the resources, I would also build myself an in-house aesthetic clinic.
This device here is a clinical grade system that's typically in dermatology offices. It's called multispectral imaging.
Yep, same as I said, they're an effective way to show the client what the esthetician is able to see in their skin when it pertains to sun damage or visible vessels or dermatitis.
This is an Exilis device. This is for the face. This is a radio frequency technology.
He has his own radio frequency device. I'm pretty sure those go for like $50,000 to $80,000, I believe. Well, does he have someone come in and perform it on him then? Radio frequency is definitely not like a at-home type of self-care device. You can cause quite a bit of damage if it's administered incorrectly. But yeah, the idea with radio frequency, you're purposely introducing a controlled amount of heat into the skin. It sort of tricks your fibroblasts into thinking that the skin is being damaged, and it starts a process of collagen synthesis. It's certainly not a universally safe treatment, but otherwise, yeah, it's an effective treatment for tightening the skin, for giving a little bit more of a lifted appearance.
We've paused this because we're a little bit worried about it being potentially a cause for fat loss. We stay at exactly 40 to 42C. Anything above is used for fat burning.
Wow, he actually knows what he's talking about. Yeah, he did his research.
We've become very recently positive on a technology called Tixel, but that uses thermal mechanical ablation. So it uses a titanium tip and it delivers these intense pulses of heat.
Yeah, I'm aware of thermomechanical action therapy, actually, or Tixel. It shows promising results. I am kind of hesitant around it just due to the potential damage that it might cause, especially in darker skin tones, which can be prone to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. I prefer microneedling for those purposes. When you are purposely damaging the skin with controlled sterile needles, you're forcing the skin to repair itself. And the side effect of that recovery process is collagen synthesis. And if someone comes in with atrophic scarring, for example, it can help that as well, because what is a scar? It's tissue that was damaged. The tissue was supposed to heal back like this, but the lesion was too deep, or maybe there was an infection, so something went wrong, and so the tissue kind of healed back more like that. So we are re-damaging the tissue in order to say like, hey, please heal back properly.
We started using this device. This is BBL, also known as IPL, Intense Pulse Light.
Yep, BBL or IPL, so Intense Pulse Light or Broadband Light. They target the same things. They target pigmentation, they target collagen production. You can use them for hair removal, rosacea, telangiectasia, vascular lesions. It's just laser tends to be a little bit more concentrated. You need fewer sessions for it to work. IPL is a little bit more of a gentler experience.
And there's different wavelengths. There's 515, 695, 800, 640.
It's fantastic that he has one of these devices at home, because otherwise these treatments usually go for hundreds of dollars per session. He probably spent a lot of money getting the devices, but he's also saving money unless he needs to pay for a technician to come in and provide the treatments.
Another device which we've used, which is kind of like it's gone in and out of our protocol, is Soluma Pro. It's a bit expensive. It's $1,500 for this.
$1,500 for this?
So it's kind of a big buy. It has both red and blue light.
I've already said my spiel on LED therapy. It's a fantastic thing to have at home because it's safe. It just requires consistency for it to even do anything. One thing I did forget to mention actually is it is true that LED therapy has been experimented for hair restoration. This I can't comment on. I haven't read the literature pertaining to it quite yet, but there seems to be quite encouraging results when it is used in pairing with other hair restoration treatments like exosome therapy or PRP therapy.
To show you this, we have stayed red light therapy.
Ooh, he has a full body panel as well. No, that's wonderful, especially if you're someone that has chronic pain. I've heard of a lot of people having a positive experience, particularly with near-infrared therapy for the body. And of course, then you're getting those benefits across all of your skin, not just the one on your face.
If you're going to be outside, wear sunscreen, have a good diet, and we'll be off to a good starting point.
Yeah, no, from what I've seen, this is all extremely well researched. I am very pleasantly surprised. I love the amount of information that he gives. He gives reasons for everything and follows the line of what I've seen in most of my research that pertains to longevity and anti-aging. No, that's so wonderful. I have no comments. I'm excited to see what else I can find. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. And don't be afraid to subscribe. Cephea is offline.